In this section, we are going to start working on dynamic routes. And the first dynamic routing protocol that we are going to work on is RIP, which is the abbreviation of Routing Information Protocol. So by end of this section, you will understand how RIP works. We're going to configure RIP and see how it works. We're going to see also how it sends the routing updates and what are, let's say, the hop counts limit that the RIP routing protocol has. And then you will understand what are the problems when configuring RIP. We will see there are some problems when configuring RIPs that we need to avoid. So how to solve them using many ways, such as split horizon, route positioning, reverse positioning, and hold down timers. And then you will understand the difference between RIP version 1 and RIP version 2. And then you are going to also be able to configure authentication between two neighbor routers in the RIP process. And then we are going to understand also where to use the passive interfaces in RIP. And we are going to understand where to configure a RIP neighbor router manually. So we have some cases that we need to configure two routers to work on RIP in a way that they have to be manually configured. And then we are going to see how we can insert a default route into the RIP process. For example, if we have a network which is configured by RIP and we have one of the routers which is connected to our internet service provider, and we need all those routers to go to the internet. So we are going to see how we can insert a default route coming from the service provider to all the RIP process. Then all routers will be able to go to the internet. So this is really what we're going to do in this section. It will contain a lot of labs, and I will try to explain everything before going to the labs, or when I'm doing the labs, I may stop somewhere and I have to explain to you the topic that we are working on the lab. If you are ready, let's go and start.